Alright, it's your boy Moseefus, the 20 view king, and everything I do get 20 views. If the cops know what they do, it's 20 views. If it's me watching YouTube, it's 20 views. If it's me on stream with 6 concurrent views, it's 20 views. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend, tell a friend. See, this is everywhere. I'm in the house with my co-host, the Chat.
That's how we roll, that's how we roll.
Got my man Tim in the house. Tim just popped up, man. It is Friday, non-music, y'all. Yo, can I get the lights concurrent with the current viewers? Hey, how I had 8 people watching, I still only got 4 lights. Y'all hook a brother up, get me out there in that algorithm, man. I'll be here for a couple more hours. I want people to be watching. I want to watch that. It's Friday, non-music, man. Today we're doing non-music joint. It's like the 3rd or 4th time that I've done a non-music stream. You know what I mean? And I think the videos do fairly well. The videos do fairly well. And right now, the people that ride with me, they still rocking out with me. So I appreciate y'all on that. All right. That was a lot for what I just said. Date added newest. Let's do a shuffle. I'm going to trust the shuffle for the non-music list. We only got 15 joints on here. If it pop up with anything that I'm just like, I'm not fucking with it. Like Rab said, she put up something that's 11 seconds long. I hope that I watch it 50 times. Otherwise, it's not a whole freaking video. All right, let's get this shuffle. The most impossible knockouts caught on camera. I think Ricky added this. I did a brief ocular pat down of what the symbols was that was next to videos. And I know he added Street Fight joint, so I think he added this one too. So I'm my man Ricky, man. See, this is the type of thing that I love to see. Like, this is the ignorance that I'm trying to react to. Okay, the most impossible knockouts caught on camera. All right. So let's make an assessment here. Who do we think is the better fighter right now? We got Homeboy with his lead leg, like he looks like he's about to bust out into a head spin, and his arms is really down. We got other cat. They both got fighting stances. They're not like just lateral. They got one leg in front of each other. I haven't saw enough.
More insane KOs coming up next.
Come on with this clickbait ass shit, man.
As we scour the combat sports history books to
I
bring
want to see
you
what's
the
going to
very
happen
best
there.
in brutal knockouts.
Oh,
Here
this
are
is
some
like
impossible knockouts
sports too?
caught on camera.
Oh, okay. Oh, the heel. The kneecap. Like, let's look at that competition, though.
To bring you the very best.
Because dude that got kneecapped, he looked very, very out of shape.
Knockouts caught on camera.
Like, that looked like a mismatch there. What's so impossible about these shits, though? The head kicks. Nothing impossible about the head. Ooh.
We're not here to...
listen.
We're not here to...
Let me go to some damn practice. Go to some damn tournament, and my baby girl is competing, and some asshole kid does that shit, man. Yo, that I would jackknife. I would put them in a power bomb. I would put the little person in a power bomb. Hell no. Am I sitting there and watching that and not get it? Hell no. No, she can't. She can't do nothing like this. She can't be in no type of competition where that's a possibility. Because I'm going to jail.
We're not here to build up slowly to the best knockouts.
We're
coming in for a strong round one. This knockout was truly wild. A tornado kick that could not have landed any cleaner. The setup on this one was rapid, and the way the kick knocked its target backwards like that, yeah, this was a pretty extreme case of getting your lights shut out, and the perfect way to kick off.
All right, so that kick is a torque situation. Like, he spun his body around twice, so that last kick was like a double kick. You know what I mean? It wasn't just a regular roundhouse, it was a double roundhouse. But I wanted to say, Homeboy wasn't even ready for the first roundhouse. Like, if he didn't fake that first roundhouse, he had no freaking, like, quick twitch muscle reaction at all. Like, what's he doing in there? He should have got some sleep before the damn fight. Like that's crazy.
We're not here to build up slowly to the best knockouts. No, we're coming in for a strong
I'm
round
talking
one.
like that shit
This
wouldn't happen to
knockout was
me.
truly wild. A tornado kick
Oh,
that
he
could
went to
not
block
have
his
landed
stomach. He
any
did went to
cleaner.
go
The
block his
setup
stomach.
on this one was rapid,
He fell
and the
for
way
it.
the kick knocked its target backwards
That
like
was
that,
beautiful.
yeah, this was a pretty extreme case of getting your lights shut out.
You
And
see
the
it? He goes to block his stomach from the first, from the fake, and that leaves him.
perfect
Ooh.
way to kick off our list. This next one is totally insane.
That was crazy.
The crowd was definitely loving this matchup for as long as it lasted, as the fighter in the red showcased his talents, mixing up elbows before then using a stylish dodge to get out of the way of a head kick. But after luring his opponent in with a lazily thrown set of punches, this dude spun rapidly into a beautiful spinning elbow,
Ooh.
landing clearly on his chin, KOing him stiff for the highlight reel finish. The best Taekwondo fighters use their hopping
was point A
movement
to
to
point
mask any
B.
blasts of forward momentum that they may have. By offsetting their own rhythm, they can catch their opponents totally off guard. And this next one showcases just how much range and power that you can get in a head kick when you adopt this Taekwondo stance. Everything seemed to be pretty relaxed.
And you know there was a lot of shock into that system because his body didn't get affected by it. It was only his head. Only his head moved. His body stayed in one spot. So, yeah, he's never going to be the same again.
Between these two guys, up until the blue fighter sprung his trap. Next thing we knew, he was darting into range with the perfect head kick finish. There's nothing quite like an upset win in the sport of boxing. The game is set up in such a way where a technical master can be so proficient in both offense and defense,
I hope Mike
that it
Tyson
makes the
beats Jake
idea
Paul.
of them losing incredibly far-fetched. And that's exactly what made Hasim Rahman Jr.'s shocking
remember this.
knockout of Lennox Lewis
I was not a
one of
fan
the
of-
greatest upsets of all time.
I was not a fan of Lennox Lewis. I could not really stand him. So, like, he just, you know why? Because he had a rivalry with Riddick Bowe. And Riddick Bowe was my favorite fighter when Riddick Bowe was out. He was from Brownsville. He was not, and he had that whole thing with Andrew Galata. That was like a big, that drama was crazy. They had like two fights. The first one, there was a riot in Madison Square Garden because Galata kept on low blowing him, and then Bowes can't brush the ring, and then like everybody in the crowd, there was a big Polish contingency in the crowd, a big black contingency in the crowd. They started fighting, and people had to get killed. I remember Lou Duva got carried out on the stretcher, so he was my favorite fighter. Not because of that reason, but it was just a lot of reasons to know Riddick Bowe. And Lennox Lewis, he touched him. Didn't they fight? I think they fought. And I'm pretty sure Lennox Lewis touched him up.
Makes
No,
the
I think
idea
they
of
never
them losing
fought or some shit
incredibly
like that.
far-fetched, and that's exactly what made Hasim Rahman
Lennox Lewis
Jr.'s
picked
shocking
Riddick
knockout
Bowe's
of Lennox Lewis one of the
title
greatest
about the
upsets of all
garbage.
time. Lennox was very much the king of the heavyweight division at the time, but when Rahman landed clean, it mattered for little. Speaking of impossible victories,
There's
oddsmakers
Tyson.
were so confident that Mike Tyson was going to beat James Buster Douglas that the majority of the Nevada
this was the
bookies
original
refused
upset.
to take bets on this fight. As it turned out, Iron Mike was woefully underprepared for what was about to follow. Buster Douglas clearly wanted it more than Tyson, and over the course of a thrilling back-and-forth bout, he proved it, eventually knocking out the unbeatable champ for the biggest upset in the history of boxing.
Yeah, that was the hugest upset. It was like really seeing a bully get his. Like, because Mike was knocking people out in seconds. Mike was making people call the cable company and ask for their money back because the fights were ended too damn early, man. So Rahman doing that was
Sometimes bobbing and
crazy.
weaving movement can be enough to lull an opponent into a false sense of security. And for this one, it allowed one of these fighters to catch his adversary napping, exploding into a perfect spinning
That
wheel
gut
kick
shot
that sent him
changed
to the
his-
shadow realm.
changed his
You just
attitude.
knew as soon as this one landed, partially blocked or not, it was going to cause some major pain. And sure enough, the
Oh, you're talking
KO
about the
was
kick
awarded
that lands.
one of the most powerful spins you'll see in the
Ooh,
Muay Thai
yeah,
ring.
that's
The
the
next
one they
one
showed
is
the
such a
preview
unique
of.
finish in the sense it doesn't follow the expected trajectory. We've seen KOs that involve a missed punch or roundhouse
core
kick
stream.
that involve the fighter using that momentum to spin into their follow-up shot. But this
But he
guy,
bounced
well,
back.
this guy does it a little differently. He misses
His
with
momentum
his first
stops.
shot, but instead of following
Bam.
through and using
Like
that
spring
direction,
action.
he goes the opposite way instead, catching everyone, including his opponent, completely
crazy.
off guard. If you want to look at an example of what we're
That's
talking about when
crazy.
it comes to using your own momentum, look no further than this very
Exactly.
crafty knockout. The first kick looked pretty slow, lazy even, as he did his best to mask his true
Whirling
intentions.
dervish
And when the
and shit.
follow-up came, it was definitive proof of his game plan with the shot. Nasty knees and this channel go hand in
I've
hand.
been in plenty fights, but I've never been in a fight where somebody was kicking me. I'm definitely not I'm not trained enough to deal with everybody. Cause once you start kicking, I don't know. I gotta use some specialness. I gotta use a rock or something. Go get the sword. Like you can't be using your legs, man. That was the unwritten rule in fighting in Brooklyn. You throw hands. There's no wrestling. There's no kicking. And breaking the rules at this point in my life, I got to do something special to you.
And the execution here
No
is
diddy.
truly worthy of the highest praise. A huge step-in knee like this one is just about as close
You
as
give
you
him
can
a
get
12
to the
sixes.
sheer force of a flying knee. And while it's not 100% clear whether he landed to the chin or to the solar plexus, the impact was enough to ensure that this fight was called off
Yeah, I
right
can't
then
tell.
and there. Yeah, you got to imagine that this one hurt a lot. We can't have one massive knee without taking a moment to find an example of its flying counterpart.
What
And
are
this
they
flying
wearing?
knee is just about as clean as you'll see.
Well, what's
After
homeboy that
finding
got knocked
himself
out
with quite a
wearing?
bit of space in front of
Other
him,
dude got
this
real
dude
shorts.
vaulted himself at his opponent, nailing him right
My
on
man
the
got
chin
short
with
shorts.
a blistering usage of the flying knee.
That's why
putting
that
him
happened to him,
bed
'cause of the
once
shorts.
and for all. You know we love spinning back
Oh wait,
elbows
did he
on
have
this
short
with the flying
shorts?
knee, putting
It
him to
looked like he
bed
knocked them
once and
shits.
for all.
Looks like he made them shits into shorts after he knocked them out. Look,
The chin with
right
a
now he got
blistering
short
usage of the
shorts,
flying knee, putting him to bed once and for
and now
all.
he got regular shorts. Damn, he knocked the pant leg down. He had them rolled up, and he knocked the pant leg down. That's crazy.
You know we love spinning back elbows on this channel, but this one is truly a marvelous piece of work. The setup here involved a big dramatic step in that gave this fighter the perfect angle to attack from. And just based on the eye test, that setup makes this stunning elbow KO one of the
There's
best
a lot of
usages
momentum
the technique
knockouts
that
in
you'll
here.
ever see.
A lot of
brutal
momentum
knockout blow.
knockouts.
Gervonta Davis
Spin
is a
around.
man who has some extreme power in his
Dang.
shots. But even by his standards, this hammer blow of an uppercut is truly insane. With Leo Santa Cruz standing
Another
opposite
one
him,
where
Davis managed to lean
the
into
body
this
don't
truly
move.
perfect shot. One of the greatest one-punch uppercut finishes you'll ever see in this sport. Tank is one mean dude. More spinning elbows up next, as these two Muay Thai fighters set an incredibly high pace, trading positions in the clinch, never letting the tempo
professional
drop. So when
fighting?
one of these guys decided to use that high intensity to his own benefit, he managed to land the perfect spinning elbow, catching his overeager opponent right on the chin, shutting his lights out right then and there. A great spinning elbow will always prove fatal to a hasty adversary. But we don't just deal in spinning elbows. No, when it comes to spin moves, we'll take anything that can produce the goods. We next move to some women's Muay Thai, where this fighter managed to set up the perfect spinning back fist to leave her opponent on the canvas shelled up.
She hit it with the
There was just
forearm.
something undeniably cold
Like she hit it with
about how the
everything.
target here dropped to the mat. You don't get up after a shot as
Look at her
clean as
face
that
when
one.
she get hit. She
A
said,
lesser fighter might need a few. You don't get up after
Look.
undeniably cold about how the target here dropped to the mat. You don't get up after a shot as clean as that one. A lesser fighter might need a few
I'd get
extra
knocked
feet of
out.
range
That's
to
a woman.
successfully land this type of kick. But
Yeah,
for
no
Remy
woman knocked me
Bondansky,
out,
you get
nah.
the feeling he could head kick someone in a phone booth.
Man,
There
them
was
niggas
zero
pink
telegraphing
bongos
on
on
this
my
shot,
ass.
as he masked it expertly with the punch that preceded it before, landing the head kick off beat, flattening his opponent.
I be
the
trying that in
process.
UFC
whole
all the
movement
time,
was
and
just
it
so
don't-
clean,
they
making
just be
this one of
blocking
the
it,
finest
like,
head kick setups
you can't
you'll
block
ever
no-
see.
well, that's a
Sometimes when you
slow
watch
kick.
Naoya Inoue, it can be hard to understand just how he can generate so much power. This dude fights anywhere up to 122 pounds, and yet when he lands clean, he's able to crack with the force of a
My man said fights anywhere up to 100. He said up to 100. Up. How you up to 122 pounds? I don't know why he said it like that. That's one of the
finest
smallest
head
men I
kick
ever heard in
setups
my
you'll
I don't
ever
care how
see.
professional you
Sometimes
are.
when you watch
I'm
Naoya
tearing you
Inoue,
up your
it can be hard to
122 pounds.
understand just how he can generate so much power. This dude fights anywhere up to 122 pounds, and yet when he lands clean,
Those shots is pat, 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 pat. That shit don't hurt, man.
he's able to crack with the force of a middleweight. As one of the pound-for-pound greats of his era, watching Inoue composing another violent masterpiece is always a thrill.
Man, I
Speaking
beat
of
him like
middleweights,
this.
this next one was one of the
Two
cleanest
fists.
counter punches you'll ever see. A shot so
Like a
sneakily
gorilla.
brilliant that it wasn't actually clear what had happened at first. Arthur Abraham managed to fold Corin Gaver like a chair with this one, finding his mark, a laser-like counter left hook that barely needed any
Oh, I
wind-up. And
thought,
boy, did
dude,
his
that
his mark, a
weave.
laser-like
I thought
counter
he was
left
about to
hook
come
that
with the
barely needed any
uppercut.
wind-up. And
Oh,
boy, did his
shit.
opponent's hardware completely shut off on impact. A shockingly good
He
knockout.
thought he was
Boy,
coming
did
up with
his
the uppercut
opponent's
too. Look, he's
hardware
like, I got him.
completely shut off on
Got
impact.
it.
A shockingly good knockout. Just because
Too
you're backed
slow.
into a corner, it doesn't mean you're necessarily in trouble. But even with that,
He don't like no kickboxer. He look like somebody's barber. Like he look like somebody's freaking god uncle. Like what's going
just
on
because
here?
you're backed into a corner, it
Who
doesn't
is
mean
this
you're
guy he's
necessarily in
fighting?
trouble. But even
Like
with
look
that
at
being
his fight kit. He got on freaking Fruit of the Loom. Like that. I can already tell that's not a fair
just
fight.
because
What's
you're
going
backed into
on
a
here?
corner, it doesn't mean you're necessarily in trouble.
My
but
man
even
got
with that being the case,
creatine.
it's not often you see a head kick
Creative
knockout
team.
in such a confined
Creative
space.
time.
And if you do, they're rarely as slick as this one. When a guy falls face first like this, you just know it's a bad one.
He got
and with
on
that
freaking
impact like that, can you really
tighty-whities,
blame
yo.
him?
That
A
shit wasn't
scintillating
fair.
piece of head kick mastery, that's for sure. We're bringing you an undeniable
Tighty
10 out of
blackies
10
and
head
shit.
kick next, as the veteran Mladen Brestovac scored a KO shot of the highest caliber imaginable. After trading kicks with his opponent
My man
down
thought he
low,
was just gonna
Brestovac
kick him all
switched his
day.
attack up high, nailing his target with the perfect head kick for his
like, oh,
greatest
we just gonna
highlight
kick
reel
back and
moment.
forth all
These
day.
heavyweights just have a different level to their kicking game, and this one is as good as any. You want to talk about a true 1 in a million KO? Well, how about this Taekwondo highlight that saw this practitioner get his kick
That's the
caught
problem
by
with
his
holding-
opponent?
Oh, no,
Thinking
he
fast,
didn't ca-
he decided to fire off an audacious
caught
front
it?
kick to the face while he was in the middle of falling backwards.
yeah, that was
The
so
impact
weird.
was so severe, it
Oh,
knocked
yeah,
his
he
opponent's
did-
headgear off
his
entirely.
arm
You can
and
watch
his leg
combat
got
sports for
tangled.
another decade and never see a finish quite like this one. A mean body kick comes
Knocked
in
his
next. The
helmet
type of
off.
knockout that proves you don't need to
Knocked
have
his
your
hat
lights
off.
shut out to make it onto a list like this. This skilled practitioner used a caught kick from his opponent to land a baseball bat of a right kick directly to the midsection. The reaction from the opponent wasn't immediate either. His attempt to be tough and put on a poker face dissolved away before
I
our
don't
very
know.
eyes.
I don't know.
You could
I don't know.
almost
I don't
feel
think
his
he threw a
pain.
fit.
A heavyweight knockout is generally far scarier
I
than
don't
their
think so.
lighter weighted counterparts. But a heavyweight spinning back
Ooh.
kick? Yeah, that's another level entirely. And this insanely good execution of the technique
Ooh.
from Guto is just about as clean as it gets. He throws this kick like he's 50 pounds lighter than he actually is. A rapid-fire blow that instantly separates his opponent from his consciousness. Heavyweights shouldn't be able to move that quickly, that fluidly. But here we are. A shockingly good knockout. Using your opponent's
move
forward
that,
momentum
move
against
that.
them is the best way to ensure
I
that
wanna
your
see
blow
that street
lands with
fight,
added
man.
power. And this next knockout takes that
Hey,
concept to
ooh.
another level, as this Taekwondo practitioner makes this dude pay
He
for
got
his
caught
overly
going
aggressive
forward, yeah.
offense. After running in his opponent's direction, this
Double
guy was met
momentum.
with a huge
Yours
spinning
and
wheel
his.
kick right to the face, one that immediately ended his night. And we're gonna finish up with one more Taekwondo KO. This one actually looked a little
Is it
tame at
point
first,
fighting?
as these two fighters exchanged totally inconsequential pitter-patter shots, feeling each other out. But man, once the spinning heel kick came, the results were truly harrowing. The way his back bent on impact, how the stray arm was left stiffened in the air from the kick, yeah, this was a truly scary finish.
I thought that was
In the
too.
air from the harrowing,
too
the way
female.
other out. But man, once the spinning heel kick
Yeah,
came, the
what you
results
trying to
were
say that
truly
women can't
harrowing.
do
The way his
Taekwondo
back
and
bent
shit?
on impact, how the stray arm was left stiffened in the air from the kick, yeah, this was a truly scary finish.
Yeah, that was brutal. That was brutal. All right, that was the most impossible knockouts caught on camera. I don't know if impossible is the correct word. There's nothing impossible about them. They were crazy knockouts. Like they were very there's a few creative ones like the insecurity. I think that's what it's called. When somebody catches your leg, you hit it with the other leg. That was creative as shit. There's a lot of spinning joints. That was good though. That's content. That's content. That's what I'm talking about, Ricky. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you laying down something that you knew Cephas would enjoy reacting to. I have a feeling that there's gonna be some curveballs coming tonight. You know what I mean? Maybe not stuff that I wouldn't like, but stuff I probably wouldn't watch. So it's gonna be interesting to see me get exposed to shit. So it's all content. It's all good. I appreciate you, bro. Let's end that one.
Everything I have in life I owe to Mo. I'm not gay, but Mo was a very sexy man. We used to call him Mo Bitches. I once saw Mo in his underwear, and it changed my life. I wish I had a father like Mo. Mo paid my rent over 50 times. Okay, this is bullshit. Mo was an asshole. Mo was a petty, immature, selfish man. Oh, he was good at one thing. That's bringing the worst out of everybody he met.
Yeah! And that nigga owe me $5.